following 3 participants are in the conference.
AV room.
Steve Moss.
Supervisor Johnson.
The following 3 participants are in the conference.
Okay, good morning. I'd like to call this meeting to order.
Steve Moss.
Supervisor Johnson.
Okay, we do have a quorum. I'd like to begin the meeting this morning with the invocation led by Pastor Fred French from the Valley Vista Community Church. And then we'll follow with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Supervisor Gary Watson.
Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for the promise that if we lack wisdom, we can ask of you, and you will give it generously. You have said, ask and it shall be given, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be opened to you. So we ask for your wisdom and guidance this morning. We thank you for these leaders who have taken up the responsibilities of public service, and we ask for your blessing on their diligence and the use of their gifts to deal with the decisions they need to make today for the sake of those you have put in their care. Thank you for Mojave County and for all the blessings you've given us here. May we sense your presence and grace this morning. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. If you'll please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. The Board of Supervisors may by motion recess into executive session to receive legal advice from the board's attorney and on any item contained in this agenda pursuant to ARS 38-431.03. I'll entertain a motion at this point and action to call for an executive session to be held on September 19th, 2016 at 9 a.m. This will be for discussion and consultation with legal counsel in accordance with ARS 38-431.03, A3 and 4, to discuss items noticed on the agenda with an asterisk.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We'll go on to the official business to come before the board this morning. We'll start out with a discussion of pending or contemplated litigation claims and demands. Attorney Ekstrom, do we have anything?
Madam Chairman, we have nothing this morning. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next would be committee and/or legislative reports. Start off with Supervisor Johnson. Do you have anything this morning?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay, Supervisor Moss.
Nothing, Madam Chair.
Okay, Supervisor Angus.
Nothing this morning.
And Supervisor Watson.
Grand Slam. Nothing this morning.
All right, thank you. Okay, do we have a county administrator's report?
I have no report today, Madam Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, I'll now entertain a motion for the approval of June 20th, 2016 budget workshop minutes, as well as the July 18th, 2016 Board of Supervisor regular minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we'll go on to the call to the public. Those wishing to address the board at the call to the public regarding matters not on the board agenda must fill out and submit to the clerk a call to the public request to speak form located in the back of the room prior to the meeting. Action taken as a result of public comments will be limited to responding to criticism, referral to staff, or placing a matter on a future agenda. Comments are restricted to items not on the regular agenda with the exception of the consent agenda and must relate to matters within the jurisdiction of the board. So I have two people that would like to speak this morning. We'll start out with Mr. Robert Fenwick. Fenwick, if you'll give us your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Robert Fenwick. I live at 10452 North Deer Springs Road. I'm here this morning about water. And the problems with our water are still with us. In Sunday's newspaper from July 31st, the first paragraph states that the Board of Supervisors are going to redouble their efforts to find a solution to the county's water problems. I have no idea what that means because this mess is over 3 years old and nothing has been done to date. The problem has doubled in size this year. We now have Kingman Farms, Red Lake Farms, Hancock Farms, and Stockton Hill Farms. They are still drilling wells as we speak. Supervisor Moss said we might only have 30 years of water. He could very well be right. Too late to join an AMA, that should have been done 15 years ago. Irrigation district is a fuzzy feel-good thing. It will not stop what's going on now. So with that in mind, I have 3 questions for the board, and they all start with a W. I know the board is not ready to answer my questions today, so I will be back next month. Question 1, what is the board going to do about this mess we have with our water? Question 2, when is the board going to do something about it? And number 3, why has it taken so long? The ADWR is putting on a meeting Thursday, and I hope to see some of our elected officials there. I thank you for your time, and I will see you next month. And always remember, once the water is gone, we will never get it back. I don't know if you can get the picture of this, but this is what they're drilling with out there on Stockton Hill Road. It is mammoth. It scares you to drive by and look at it. So I thank you for your time again, and I'll see you next month, and maybe we can get some answers to my questions, because something needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Stephen Robinson. Give us your name and address for the record, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair. My name is Stephen Robinson. I live at 3439 North Bowie Road in Golden Valley. I'm wanting to speak about a very significant event that occurred last Tuesday, and it was our primary elections here in Mojave County. I was extremely pleased and gratified to see the level of turnout across the county.
Excuse me, Mr. Robinson, let me check with Mr. Ekstrom. Can we allow political statements during the call to the public?
Madam Chairman, I'm not sure where Mr. Robbins is going with this. He's just congratulating the public for participating in the election. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm congratulating the public because for the first time in at least 30, if not ever, 30 years ever, we had such a very, very good turnout. Of the Democrat Party was over 30%, over 32%, which is the best in several years, and the Republican Party primary was over 50%. In fact, it was about, when the last of the provisional ballots are counted, it'll be 55%. We have all 5 supervisors. I congratulate you on winning your primaries. Only one of you will have a challenge in the general election. And one of them had a hardly fought battle, Supervisor Angus. But we also are going to have 3 new members of county-wide offices, and that's a dramatic change. We'll have a new sheriff, Doug Schuster. We'll have a new county recorder, Christy Blair, and a new assessor, Jeannie Kench. And so it's going to be a challenge for the county to deal with this issue and to work with these people to help. You know, some of them are experienced, others are not, and I'm just looking forward to a chance to have the next 4 years be a positive interaction with the people, especially, because that's who made this decision, and this was the Republican form of government, or representative democracy that we have, and I'm just pleased that we had such a great turnout this last year. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I will now close the call to the public, and we'll go on now to our proclamation declaring September 2016 as County Preparedness Month, to coincide with the National Preparedness Month and promote emergency preparedness among the residents of Mojave County. So I have the proclamation here that I'll read to the audience. Whereas Mojave County takes seriously its responsibility to protect and enhance the health, welfare, and safety of its citizens, and proudly upholds public safety within the county. And whereas Mojave County maintains, supports, and applauds the professional and volunteer emergency responders within the county in the performance of their hazardous duties, and recognizes that emergency preparedness and public safety require a whole community effort that involves every citizen. And whereas since its inception in 2004, National Preparedness Month has been sponsored by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and observed nationwide each September. And whereas Mojave County wishes to promote the awareness of county residents' potential natural and man-made emergencies affecting the county, and to encourage their preparedness to receive emergency warnings and take immediate action as directed by emergency personnel to either evacuate or shelter in place. And whereas Mojave County wishes to provide guidance and encouragement to county residents in preparing for emergency events when communications, power, food, water, and other key services may be unavailable for long periods of time, and emergency service agencies may be overwhelmed. And whereas the pre-emergency preparation for family emergency plans, supply kits, battery-powered radios, water and food stocks, hardline phones, and other measures have proven essential to the health and safety of disaster-impacted individuals and families in both immediate action and long-term recovery events. And whereas Mojave County maintains best practices in order to be prepared for and to respond to natural disasters and man-made emergencies, including developing resiliency, community teamwork, and individual responsibility among all segments of the population. Now therefore be it proclaimed that Mojave County Board of Supervisors does hereby proclaim September 2016 as County Preparedness Month, executed this day of September 6, 2016. Okay, our next item will be a presentation. This will be an update on the status of the Moss Mine project by Mr. Dick Whittington, and Chief Executive Officer of Northern Vertex.
Thank
Good
you,
morning, Mr.
Madam
Whittington.
Chairman, and members of the County Board of Supervisors. It's a pleasure to be here again. Just want to give you a short update as to where we are, and then obviously entertain any questions you may have. The first one concerns funding. I think the last time I spoke to you, the gold market was in a bit of a difficult situation, and raising funds was definitely a trying experience. The gold market has shifted somewhat, not as much as we would like, but it has shifted, and so we were successful in June and July in raising $5.5 million, real US $1 million, by the way, not just Canadian dollars. And that has obviously given us a lot of impetus to our activities and moving forward. Just reflecting on the last year, it has been a year of significant achievement for the company. We, first of all, put out a feasibility study just over a year ago with excellent economics, and that provided the foundation for moving forward, first of all, into an arbitration with our joint venture partner at the time, which we ultimately prevailed. And then subsequently, we bought out our joint venture partner's 30% interest in the property. So we now own 100% of the Moss Mine property, and that is a significant development. It really helps us with financing, it helps us with management, helps us with moving things forward. And things are moving forward. I do want to stress, though, that right now what we're doing is what we call in the mining business pre-construction activities and planning. We're looking at some work on site, but predominantly what we call detailed engineering. And this is where we take the feasibility study from a level of design at one particular percentage and then take it all the way to, if you want to call it, final construction, detailed engineering design. With that in mind, we've appointed M3 Engineering of Tucson as the EPCM contractor. That stands for Engineering, Procurement, and Construction Manager. They have managed a project for me before in Mexico and did a very good job for me there. And then also we've appointed our own project manager, Dr. David Stone, and he will be the Northern Vertex, Golden Vertex project manager on site. Dr. Stone will be moving down to Bullhead City at the beginning of October to take up residence for the next year to personally oversee all of the planning and ultimately, we hope, construction activities on site. Which brings me back to funding. I think the last time we met, I'd also talked about the Macquarie bank loan for $20 million US. This is a project loan, and this is what I call the mortgage. We are continuing to move that process forward. It is not complete yet, but it's definitely a huge step forward from when we last met. And then other sources of financing, particularly what we call equipment financing. And this is what I call the car loan. So we'll be looking at car loans, if you like, for pieces of equipment that can be collateralized to the loan quite easily. After that, we'll be looking at additional equity, and ultimately all of this must add up to somewhere in the range of 40 million US to give us enough coverage to go ahead and build the mine. So right now, the focus is on planning, moving things forward. There will be some activity on site as we do some pre-construction, if you want to call it, technical work on site, and then also looking at continuing our effort to raise the funding to formalize building the mine. And I'd call that a kind of an in-step process. We can't let activities on site get ahead of funds we have in the bank. That's pretty obvious, but it has to be stated every now and then. So it's a choreographed process, if you like, and I'll just be hopefully steering that to a positive conclusion at some point. So that's my update, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you very much. Do the board members have any questions? Supervisor Watson?
I have a question, Madam Chair.
Supervisor Johnson?
I have a couple questions. Can you explain to us, I think you just recently readjusted your estimates on gold that you're going to be pulling out of there. Can you explain that?
I guess I'm a little bit of a loss at the question. I'll probably have to sort of speak to you a bit more privately to find out why it's changed, because my simple answer is I don't think we've actually changed it. So there must be some, if we've miscommunicated that somewhere, we obviously need to straighten that out. But we're still at what we call the 45,000 ounces of gold equivalent per year.
All right. And then have you slowed down? I know you guys have been reporting a loss since you started, but have you slowed down? Because at this point, before you told us you'd be pulling, I think, what, 5,000 tons a month? Is that on schedule, or has that been slowed down also?
Everything is, I wouldn't say it's slowed down, it's just on deck. Everything's on deck depending on the funding. We can't obviously proceed to build the mine and therefore get into production until we have the funding in place to actually build it. So right now our focus is completely on getting the funding done. With the funds that we do have, we do advance the project in terms of the engineering and detailed design. And the plan is still very much to have a 5,000 ton a day mine going forward.
Thank you.
Okay, Supervisor Moss, do you have any questions?
No questions for me.
Okay, and Supervisor Angus.
Well, I just wanted to thank Mr. Whittington for coming here and giving us all these updates. They're always very interesting. And again, since Golden Vertex has been in District 2 and Bullhead City, they've become a very important partner and part of our community. And I always want to publicly thank you for all that you do for us. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Just for the education of the public that do not know where Moss Mine is located, could you give us an idea of how one would get there from Kingman if they wanted to visit your mine?
First of all, just drive to Bullhead City, go on the Parkway, take what I think is the Silver Creek Road to Oatman. We're 6 miles, 7 miles along that road, turn left, and you will find your way to the mine site.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you very much for...
You will have to sign in with security before you go to the mine site, obviously, but that's how you get there.
That's a good sign. I appreciate that. That means there's something to be protected.
Okay.
So thank you very much for your presentation and for always keeping us informed.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Good day. Okay, we'll go on now to the Board of Supervisors consent agenda. Following items listed on the consent agenda will be considered as a group and acted upon by one motion with no separate discussion of said items unless a board member so requests. In that event, the item will be removed from the consent agenda for separate discussion and action. We'll start with Supervisor Johnson. Do you have any items that you'd like removed?
None, Madam Chair.
Okay, Supervisor Moss, do you have anything?
Nothing, Madam Chair.
Supervisor Watson?
None.
And Supervisor Angus? Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to approve items 5 through 36.
So I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, we have unanimous approval. Going on to our public hearings, I'd like to open the public hearing on item number 39A. Discussion on possible action, adoption of the Board of Supervisors Resolution number 2016-110, amendment to the Mojave County General Plan. To be from a neighborhood commercial land use designation to a public facilities land use designation, and an amendment to the Virgin River Communities Area Plan from neighborhood commercial land use designation to a public facilities land use designation, to allow a water storage and wastewater treatment plant for the assessor's parcel number 402-33133. This is in the Beaver Dam vicinity, north of Interstate 15, east of Anderson Lane in Mojave County. The commission recommended approval with the additional condition that the applicant work with the Development Services Environmental Quality Division on the system design by unanimous vote. So I have no one signed up to speak during the public hearing, so I'll now close the public hearing. And I'll open it for discussion or a motion.
Make a motion for approval.
A motion for approval, seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, going on to item number 39B. I'll open the public hearing on this item. This is a discussion and possible action adoption of the Board of Supervisors Resolution number 2016-111. This is a rezone of assessor's parcel number 402-33133 from agriculture residential 1 acre minimum lot size zone to a general manufacturing 1 acre minimum lot size zone, to allow a water storage and wastewater treatment plant in the Beaver Dam vicinity. This is north of Interstate 15, east of Anderson Lane, Mojave County, Arizona. The commission recommended approval with the additional condition that the applicant work with Development Services and Environmental Quality Division on the system's design by unanimous vote. Okay, do I have a motion or discussion?
Motion to approve with the additional conditions.
Okay, a motion to approve. Did you second that? Oh, no, I did not close the public hearing. So we have a motion to approve by Supervisor Watson.
Probably need to state it again, yes. Motion to approve with conditions.
Okay. Seconded by Supervisor Angus. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Going on to open the public hearing on item number 40. So it's discussion of possible action, adoption of the Board of Supervisors Resolution Number 2016-112. It's a rezone of the northerly portion of Assessors Number 40424-045 from an agriculture residential 1 acre minimum lot size zone to a highway commercial 1 acre minimum lot size zone to allow for an HVAC shop in the Arizona Strip vicinity, Cane Beds Road between 1600 East and 1800 East, Mojave County, Arizona. The commission recommended approval by unanimous vote. Okay, I have no one signed up for this item, so I'll close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve and a seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Going on to open the public hearing on item number 41. Discussion of possible action reference adoption of the Board of Supervisors Resolution Number 2016.
Excuse me, Chairman Bishop, that item was pulled by staff.
Oh, okay, thank you. We'll skip item 41 as it's been pulled by staff, and we'll go on to open the public hearing on item number 42. Discussion of possible action, adopt the adjusted fee schedule for the right-of-way permits and special event permits deposited in Fund 205 Highway User Revenue Fund for Mojave County Public Works effective September 6, 2016. I have no one signed up to speak on this item, so I'll close the public hearing and entertain a motion or discussion.
Motion for discussion.
I have a motion for discussion by Supervisor Watson.
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Supervisor Watson, you have the floor.
I believe our director, Steve Letowski, is here for answer any questions that we may have.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board.
Good morning, Mr. Letowski.
Okay, can you give us a brief overview of this item?
Yes, Madam Chair, Supervisors, this proposal does provide for an adjustment, an increase in the right-of-way use permit fees that are rendered and administered by the Public Works Department. First and foremost, we are maintaining the $50 fixed fee on all residential-related right-of-way use permits. However, we are recommending an adjustment, an increase to $100 fixed for any non-residential right-of-way use permits that are obtained. And then when such work entails the disturbance of paved or otherwise hard surface roadways, there is a additional charge of $1 per square foot of disturbed area, as well as an additional fee in the amount of $200 a day for instances where during daylight hours the right-of-way permittee actually closes a lane, or full closure of a county regionally significant road, or $50 if it's a lesser road. And the purpose for particularly the $1 per square foot road pavement disturbance charge is the significant attention that Public Works gives towards ensuring that such work is not only properly executed with regard to maintenance and protection of traffic, but then post-completion ensuring that the proper inspections are performed. And lots of times it does involve multiple trips, which does incur a standing obligation cost-wise to Public Works. So this kind of just reflects the actual cost. May not even fully recover it, but at least more accurately reflects the actual cost of Public Works and assisting those that are making certain improvements in our right-of-way.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions, Supervisor
No, I
Watson?
don't. Thank you, Mr. Letowski, and thank you for that short presentation. I just wanted the audience to understand what the process was on that, why we're doing it, try to recapture some of those funds. But the important thing is the preservation of our roads and the other items that you look forward to on that fee. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Okay, I have a motion to approve. It's been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Okay, we'll open the public hearing on item number 43. This will be discussion of possible action, Ray, authorize submittal of the grant application for the BJA fiscal year 16 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant Program, local solicitation after completion of the 30-day review and consideration of comments from the public. There's no one that has signed up to speak on this item, so I'll close the public hearing and open it up to the board. If you have any questions, I see we have Mr. Rodney Head here, the Chief Deputy for the Sheriff's Office, and I think Tim Saunier is in the audience, Lieutenant Saunier, so.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, and we'll go on to the regular agenda at this time. Item number 44, this will be discussion of possible action, Ray, approve utilizing Mojave Cooperative Contract Number 13X WTI 0417, roof and roofing systems, installation products and services with Waterproofing Technologies Incorporated, Beechwood, Ohio, for completion of the Fleet Service Equipment Maintenance Roof Coating Project in the amount of $76,415.23, and approve an allowance of 5% equivalent to $3,820.76 for county-authorized essential work to address any unforeseen conditions and enable project completion, as well as approve a construction administration fee of 5% equivalent to $3,000, excuse me, have a drink. Equivalent to $3,820.76. Total project cost is $84,056.75 on behalf of Public Works Department Facilities Maintenance Division. Funding for this project was approved as part of the FY17 adopted facilities capital improvement budgets in the amount of $90,300, source 2, 205034301 439.60. Okay. Sorry about the coffee, and I do have a little bit of a sore throat, so does anybody have any questions or discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve, seconded. Supervisor
Has joined
Moss.
the conference.
Supervisor Moss, were you trying to say something?
No, I was cut off for a bit, so I just wanted to make sure you could hear me.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion on item number 44, and it's been seconded. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay, motion passes. Going on to item number 45, discussion of possible action, Ray, approve the proposed reorganization of Community Services Department, reclassifications of positions and placement of existing employee in the new organizational structure. Okay, this is our Community Services Director, Susie Duranzo.
Good morning, Madam Chairman and members of the board. Thank you for this opportunity given to me to present some highlights of the reorganization of Community Services Department. As you probably know, in 2013, when you came on board, there was some reorganization in the county, and it created basically the Community Development Department. At that time, Community Development Department included Community Services, Medical Examiner, Public Fiduciary, and initially Public Health. Public Health was later on taken out of the structure and reported to the county manager. In reviewing that structure right now, as we are contemplating some changes, we have realized, or we have always known, that public fiduciary by statute is appointed by the Board of Supervisors. And in looking at other counties on how the public fiduciary is structured, basically public fiduciary reported to the county manager. So at this point, as we are contemplating some reorganization, I would recommend that that portion of the department be given to the county administration. The medical examiner last year was also given back to the county administration. So basically what was left in the community development department is community services. And with my pending departure for my retirement, and also the departure of Ms. Jan Miles, who was our workforce development manager, it provides us an opportunity to review the structure that we have in community services and provide what we call a succession plan. All along, our county managers, in the past specifically, Mr. Hendricks had encouraged department to develop succession plans. And we take that to task, and we did create our little succession plan for our department. As we all know, Community Services Department is a social service agency for Mojave County. In other structures in the county or in other counties, we actually cannot find the similar structure that we have right now with other counties. We have two basic big programs that we administer. We have programs with Mojave County Housing Authority. We have the housing programs, the housing rehab programs, Community Development Block Grant Program on one side, and on the other side is what we call the workforce development programs. So basically, we have those two big programs in one structure or in one organization. In fact, I retained the position as Community Service Director. I also retained the Community Housing Authority Director and the administration of the workforce of Mojave La Paz Workforce Development. So with that, we need to review on how we could transition and move forward. We all looked, I don't have to look very far. You know, I looked internally in my organization, and I see a lot of people that have worked there for 5, 10, 15 to 25 years. People have worked side by side with me all these years through bad times and good times, and kind of worked together to implement our programs successively in our community. So the reorganization of Community Services Department basically have specific goals in mind as we looked into that. One is to improve the efficiency and cohesiveness of the department by developing a management team. If you look at other structures, you see a top-down management where you have the department, director, division managers, and everything down. What we have envisioned in this reorganization is a development of a quality management team. And by that, part of the information that we are presenting to you today is the elimination of the 2 manager positions that we have and creating a team of managers composed of program supervisors and program coordinators. And the importance of doing that is really to provide we strengthen this group of people, not just the manager, not just the division managers. As we see a lot of transitions and departures of people, we hope that by strengthening this management team that we have will provide stability for the organization. And we have to empower this management team to provide, or to have the authority and also the responsibility for those programs. So even if you have changes on the top and on the front line, if this management team remains solid and strong, then the organization continues. The other goal of the reorganization is actually to retain programmatic and institutional knowledge of people who have worked in the organization for the last 5 to 25 years. And as I looked internally in my staff who has worked with me, we identified key leaders and key high performance, and most importantly, who stayed with our organization for a period of an average of 10 to 20 years. And we've identified them to be the managers and the next new team manager for the department. The other goal is also to offer a career path. Mojave County is a good training ground, as you probably know. We hire people, they leave us to go to other organizations. We are a good training ground. And I think we need to look into that and say, if we train our people internally, we need to retain them. And by retaining them, the institutional and programmatic knowledge that these individuals have are here. I'm a good example of that. I've been with you for 30 years. I've worked through the ranks, and with that, we retain the institutional and programmatic knowledge in the division. The last goal, and one of the most important goals of our reorganization, is to provide cost savings. As Mike always tells us, you have to show savings. And we did. By making these changes that we're presenting to you today, by using or by getting the existing staff to face the challenges that we're giving them to become new managers and the new leaders of the organization. We were able to save in the general fund approximately $38,000. And in the grant funds, with all the changes that we've done, even promoting some individuals within the organization, we're bound to realize close to $69,000 in cost savings for the entire program. And what we need to do for that is to be able to put it back in our programs to be able to serve our communities. I have provided to you an organizational chart that shows what the new structure is going to look like. I also provided to you a list of positions that will be affected, and also a list of those positions that will be reclassified to promote the new management team that we have. And as you look into their qualifications, and although I did not identify them by names, we identified them by position numbers, you would see that the new team that I'm presenting in front of you, and some of them are with me today, are key performers, key leaders. They are loyal to the organization. They are loyal to Mojave County. They have stayed with me in an average of 10, 15, 20, and 25 years. And I think by looking at that, there is one way of saying, you know, guys, you have a career path in Mojave County. When people move out, you move in as the new leaders of the county. By doing that, we promote stability of the county. We provide the stability of the organization. We've submitted, as part of the process, we have submitted these new classifications to our HR director for him to verify that the reclassification conforms with the personnel policies and procedures of the county. And as part of the packet I've presented to you, he has confirmed that all of those reclassifications are approved based on the procedures that we have. What I've provided to you is a rundown of their qualifications, and what that does is actually kind of confirms the recommendations that I have in terms of their placement within the organization. We are required to show that these individuals meet the minimum requirements, that they are above and beyond the minimum requirements that we have for those, to be able to place them in certain steps in the compensation chart. And I've provided them to you. I am very confident at this point that the new generation of leaders that is going to come to community services will carry on the work we've done, wonderful work we've done. We are one of the best performers in the state in most of our programs. And by you approving them to be the next leaders and the next managers of our organization, then I think the stability will continue and they will be able to serve you as we have done in the past. We also have submitted this reorganization to the county administrator, and we had discussions on some of those, and I hope that he would support us, and I think Mike would support us at this point. The specifics of the recommendation are as follows that we would like the board to approve. One is to support and approve the proposed reorganization of the Community Services Department. Second, to approve and authorize the Community Services Director. By the way, we also changed the name of Community Development Director, because Community Development does not exist anymore, to Community Services Director, to be at range 29, which is at par to the directors of Mojave County. And concurrently, and this is very important, not only are we appointing somebody else to be Community Service Director, but that individual will also be appointed as Mojave County Housing Authority Director and also the Mojave La Paz Local Workforce Investment Area Director. Those are legal titles that this individual has to have to be able to sign documents with the state. We also are requesting the board to approve and authorize the creation of those new positions based on the classifications or reclassifications of existing positions as outlined in the packet that I've given you. They conform with the personnel policies and procedures, which is confirmed by the HR director. We also want to recommend the approval and the authorization of a new position, and this new position is a line staff, which is a program representative. This is a new position coming down the line, going up the pipeline. We also want to recommend the approval and recommendation of an increase of 2 positions, not a reclass, but increase for additional duties as we have provided as part of the reorganization. And with that, Madam Chairman and members of the board, if you have any questions on the reorg, I would gladly answer them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It sounds amazing, but let's see what the other supervisors have to say, starting with Supervisor Johnson.
No questions.
Come on, Mr. Supervisor Johnson, you have a question.
Making history here. Okay, Supervisor Moss, do you have anything that you'd like to ask or comments?
No questions. I just wanted to give my regrets that Susie's moving on. She's been an outstanding director.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Supervisor Angus?
Thank you for that very well thought out and presented opportunity for us to hear about what your thoughts are about the future and for taking the time to do that. You know, I've told you I'm still in denial that you're leaving, but I have faith in your team. I know your team. I've worked with them, and I look forward to working with them in the future. So thank you, and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, Supervisor Watson?
Mr. Ranzo,
Yes, sir.
been a lot of years of service. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'll make a motion to approve the proposed reorganization for community services.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I'm amazed that you were able to move things around and make adjustments and share all of your institutional knowledge with several different staff members and give them a little bit of a promotion and bring in a new person. So it's just amazing. I know that took a lot of thought and energy and effort on everyone's part. So thank you.
Yeah.
Happy retirement.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Wow. Okay, we'll go on now to item number 46. Discussion and possible action, Ray, accept the resignation of Miss Susie Duranzo as Mojave County Communications Development Director effective October 8th, 2016.
So moved?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Mr. Hendricks.
Madam Chairman, I'd just like to say a couple words. Nothing I can say can match the value that Susie's actually provided to Mojave County over the years. She's been a tremendous colleague of mine. She's been a leader. She's extremely bright. She went through that entire speech without a teleprompter. She's an incredible speaker, an incredible leader. But more importantly, her impact on Mojave County's community has been tremendous. And I don't say this about very many people, but Susie's impact to Mojave County has been so great and greatly felt. We're going to be forever in her debt for what she's brought to us. But that pales in comparison to the impact that she's brought to our needy and deserving residents of Mojave County. And I can truly say that single-handedly and with Susie's team, she's improved the quality of living in Mojave County, and that's a tremendous accomplishment for anybody. There is no other Susie's, but one of the things that Susie's done is she's trained her people. She's taken on the challenges of creating a structure within her organization that will succeed, and a leadership structure that you're going to be proud of and that I'm proud of. But my heart sinks because Susie's not going to be with us. And I would ask the board to join me in standing and giving Susie a round of applause for all she's done for Mojave County.
Certainly. You bet.
Madam Chairman, can I speak a little bit? I would like to thank Mike for the nice words he has given. It's been a long 30-year journey for me, and it's wonderful. And I would like to have my team have the same opportunity as I have. 30 years went by so fast, and we had a lot of challenges every now and then. We took it, run with it. Like what I said, good times and bad times. And I think the new team coming before or after me, Mike, would do the same thing. As workforce people, we're trained to do that, and we need to retain. And I'm not just saying this for our department. I think if you look at the county as a whole, we are a good training ground. And we have good people from within our organization. We don't have to look so far. They are here. And I think as I'm doing my exit right now, which I'm at peace and very grateful for the opportunity in this county and the opportunity that my team will have also behind me. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Susie, and I think I may have one of the lowest employee numbers now that you're retiring. All right, going on to item number 47. Discussion of possible action, approve the recommendation of the county administrator to appoint Mr. Dave Wolf to the position of Community Services Director, Mojave County Housing Authority Director, and the Director to the Mojave La Paz Workforce Development Area, effective October the 1st, 2016, at range 29, step 5, or $97,552 annually.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the recommendation of the county administrator to appoint Dave Wolf to the position of Community Services Director, Mojave County Housing Authority Director, and Director of Mojave La Paz Workforce Development Area, effective October 1st, 2016, at range 29, step 5, or $97,552 annually. And with that, I just want to say that I worked with Mr. Wolf, and I truly look forward to working with him again.
Okay,
And I'll second the motion.
we have a motion and a second, but I believe Mr. Wolf is at the podium and would like to speak to us, and we welcome that. So the floor is yours.
It's an impossible act to follow Susie, though. That is very difficult. But I would just like to thank the board and the county administrator for this opportunity, and of course Susie, who I've worked with for the past 20 years and has been my mentor and role model. And I've tried to learn, a lot from her, and will continue to do the good work that she has started here. The county has gone through some tough times recently with the recession, and our department was here to help those people with housing assistance and then employment services. Now our economy is recovering and we're growing again. Mojave County has a lot to offer. Families and businesses see that, and they now want to move here. And I'm excited to continue to work with you, my management team, during this time and serving the people of Mojave County. I just wish to thank you once again.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf.
Thank you very much. I look forward to working with you, Mr. Wolf. We do have a motion on the floor on this matter. It's been seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, Mr. Wolf, it appears the job is yours. Thank you very much for speaking. Okay, item number 48, discussion of possible action. Ray, approve the recommendation of the county administrator to appoint Aaron Demke to the director position of the Mojave County Legal Advocate, effective September the 6th, 2016, range 30, step 3, or $92,913.60 annually.
So
Motion
moved.
to approve?
What was that?
Motion to approve?
Okay,
And I'll second.
okay. We had two motions, so.
No, sorry.
Motion by Supervisor Angus, seconded by Supervisor Watson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Going on to item number 49, discussion of possible action. Ray, approve the recommendation of the county administrator to appoint Alex Bolovanov to the director position of the Mojave County Public Defender, effective September 6, 2016, range 30, step 3, or $92,913.60 annually.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, unanimous approval again. The last item would be item number 50, discussion on possible action may ratify the letter of support signed by the chairman of the board sent to the Arizona State Park on behalf of the Arizona Peace Trails application for an off-highway OHV grant.
Motion to approve?
Second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. It's been seconded. If there's no further discussion, I'll ask for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Go shake some hands.
So moved.
And I'll second.
A motion and a second to adjourn, so be it.